I want to welcome everyone to the Collective Compass movement.
You are watching Biohack Myth, where you are going to learn how to turn your holistic health misconceptions into self-elevation. So the first myth that I have for you guys, which is actually the first biohack myth of all of 2022. So I'm really hyped to share this with you guys. The myth is that it's harder now to live healthy than it used to be. It's harder to live healthier now than it has been before. So I know a lot of you guys think this, and it can get you really down when you're trying to elevate your health. So the truth is actually that it's a lot easier in a lot of ways. So let me share with you guys why it's actually so much easier now. The first reason that is so much easier now to have holistic health is because we have so much easy access to cleaner, all natural quality products. It is seriously insane how much trouble I would go through in 2005, 2007, 2010 to even find these types of products, like all natural soap, better quality laundry detergent that was better for sensitive skin, cleaning products that didn't have tons of harsh chemicals in them. I've been trying to find all these products literally since I've had my kids, because they actually were having reactions to regular laundry detergent. I know my first child, she had serious eczema because of Tide and just even the baby lotions that we would use. So then we're looking for other products like food products, dairy replacements, non-dairy products. These are just two examples of products that are so easy to find that I literally used to go crazy trying to find dairy substitutes, like non-toxic diapers. There was one company, 7th Generation, I'm telling you, in 2007, 7th Generation was the only company that was trying to make, they had not perfected it in 2007, but it was like the only company that had any alternative to the regular diaper brands like Huggies, Pampers, Luvs, and all of these had so much of like a perfumey smell and just chemicals that I was reading about that were causing long-term effects to reproductive health and all these crazy things. And so I just remember having to go to these specialty stores. Locally, we had nothing like that. We had hardly any store. There was like one store that had the diapers or that had a milk alternative. And even if you found a milk alternative, it was soy milk, which we also know is not great for our hormones for a lot of people. So it's crazy now how much easier it is to find clean products that do not have so many harsh chemicals, so many foods that don't have preservatives. It's crazy the options that we have now. And that brings me to my second thing, is that the options that we have within each category of product is insane. There used to only be one milk alternative that I could ever find, which was soy milk. It was Silk brand, and that was the only thing that you could find. If I was to go to even just Walmart, chances are I could probably find like coconut milk, soy milk, almond milk, flax milk. They got pea protein milk, oat milk, goat's milk, macadamia nut milk. I'm just naming a few. I mean, the options that we have now just to get a different kind of milk for your dietary need is insane. So there are so many more options now. Not only is it easier to go find these products, it's so crazy how many more options we have, so that we can niche it down even more specifically to maybe what we have allergic reactions to, maybe what we're trying to stay within, like a certain dietary regimen or eating regimen. You can find a specific enough product nowadays to fit within whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to change your lifestyle habits around. Chances are you're going to find a product that's going to support you in making those changes. You can go to the gas station and find snacks that are all natural, drinks that are all natural besides water. Those are two huge ways why it's so much easier to stay healthier now than it was especially a decade ago. So the third thing, and this is where y'all are going to really disagree with me on, because everyone says it's so expensive to eat healthy, it's so expensive to live healthy, and that's kind of true, but I say if you feel like it's really expensive to be healthy, then chances are you are needing to learn how to find cheaper products, because I feel like in a lot of ways it's even cheaper now than it used to be healthy. So I'm gonna say number 3 is really important, because if you don't agree with this, then you need to do a little research to see where you can find some cheaper products, because I say you no longer have to pay top dollar to get all natural soaps, laundry detergent, foods, cooking ingredients, beauty products. That's a big one. Recycled papers or plastics, so that even if you're buying paper plates or different plastics, there are companies now that are mainstream companies that are trying to use recycled plastics. This is so big, and it's all thanks to you, the consumer, demanding these types of better quality, cleaner products. Aldi, Target, and as much as I hate to say Walmart, these stores, you can kind of find them anywhere. And if they're stocking these products, then that means the demand is high. You can go to the Dollar General and get like Burt's Bees, fluoride-free, all-natural toothpaste and lotions and chapsticks. And I have really been so deep into trying to live holistically, trying to use clean products, trying to eat whole foods and natural foods that don't have any chemical preservatives or additives or food colorings or any of that type of stuff, just because of all the information that I have encountered that actually makes me terrified to use these types of products because of the long-term health damages that they can have. And so it's crazy to me now how much easier it is to find these products, how many more options we have in each category of products, and how cheap it is actually nowadays to find these products if you go to the right store. So if you're going to Publix, no offense, I love Publix, but if you're going to Publix to buy your like crackers and toilet paper and stuff, chances are you're probably overpaying. So do a little bit of research to see where you can find these products cheaper, because now that they're almost everywhere, they're actually getting cheaper. So the more we buy these products, the more we demand as consumers what types of products that we want, and the more we continue to support the companies that create these better quality products, the cheaper they're gonna be, the easier we're gonna have access to them. And over the decade that I've watched this happen, it's just made me so relieved, really, that it's this easy to find these cheaper products. And every time I travel out of the country to a place where it's not as easily accessible, where these types of products are not as cheap as they are here, it just makes me realize how good we have it. If you're in the United States and you're trying to be healthy, I know there's a lot of toxic things going on in the culture. However, finding good quality, cheap, clean products is not one of our problems. The fourth thing is really important. This is a bonus. I know I was going to tell you what 3 ways, but this fourth one is really important. But it depends on you whether you take advantage of the fourth one or not. We have more access to support. We have more access to free support in trying to learn how to live healthy, trying to get in a consistent exercise routine, trying to change our diet, trying to find information about what's going on with different like pain points in our body, different problems that we're experiencing. There's more access now to free support through technology, apps you can download on your phone to track your progress, or to just like all kinds of things. I've got the Aura Ring right here. That's one of my favorite things because it actually tracks so many different things going on with my health and my body that I can have a really detailed like data report of what's going on with me, like in real time. There are so many holistic health experts that have their own podcasts, that have their own blogs, that have their own social media platforms, or they're being interviewed by other experts that have their own podcast, blogs, or social media platforms. So you have so much access to so much health related information that it is so much easier now to be able to learn on your own, and you don't have to wait on the medical doctor that you're seeing or something to pop up on TV that will let you know that, you know, maybe there's something you need to change. If you feel like there is something that you are struggling with, if you feel like there's a pain point or some area of imbalance in your mind or body, you can actually go on the internet, on social media, on especially YouTube, and you can find the same experts that have their own offices and practices and see their own clients professionally, and they're going to share so much of their information for free. I follow so many experts on YouTube and social media that it really helps me not have to stress so much about consuming outdated information. That's one of the most frustrating things, is when you're trying to learn and when you're trying to self-elevate and when you're trying to be healthier. One of the most frustrating things is making a change, adjusting to that change, and then finding out that that change is actually not really based on any type of scientific data or any real results that anyone has had. So it's really helpful to already have these experts out there that have their own professional practices, clinics, and just all types of professional experience to help guide you through this, and how quickly you can access it, like literally just through your fingertips if you have a smartphone. So why does it feel harder now? The reason that I feel like a lot of people think that it's harder now is because change itself is very dysregulating for your energy. It's very disruptive to your energy. And I think the more that we are exposed to letting us know that we need to change, and we can recognize there's so much to change in so many different areas of life, and how it can feel even harder to make these positive changes when a lot of our lifestyles are different. If we're sitting down more than ever before, if we're in front of the TV more than ever before, if we're behind the computer, driving, transportation right now is like one of the biggest industries because everything is coming through the mail. I already had like 3 things delivered to the house this week, between groceries and things off Amazon that I do not have the ability to clone myself to go to the store. Like, we all have to make these choices, right? About how we can simplify more of our life and how we can conserve more of our time and energy. Sometimes these things cause us to not get enough physical exercise, not disconnect enough. And so just as our lifestyles are shifting and changing and evolving, in some ways, the way that our lifestyles are evolving can make it feel harder to be holistically healthy than ever before. It's not that it is harder, it's just that it feels harder. So, and kind of actually having more information out there and more choices through different kinds of products, like, because there are so many choices, it can feel more overwhelming when you're trying to actually choose a product. So the fact that there are more choices can make it feel harder if you're not already kind of doing the research and getting the information and pointing yourself in the right direction. It can actually overwhelm you. So being aware of that. We also know that there's more manipulation through marketing than ever before, because think about all of the companies that have not changed their business model to honor what these consumers want as far as clean products. There are companies that really don't want to change their business model, but they want you to buy their products still. So they're doing everything that they can to make their label look as clean and as all natural as the competitors that are actually putting the time and energy into creating quality products. So there's definitely more manipulation through marketing to confuse you if you don't know what you're looking at. So that's why it really doesn't matter what buzzwords they use on the front of the label. You need to turn it over and be able to look at the ingredients. And so when you learn how to kind of quickly glance over a ingredient list and you're looking for certain things that you want it to say, and you're looking for certain things that you want to make sure it does not say, this can help you be able to decipher between the manipulation and the actual quality of the product you're getting. Also, the fact that we have had more data that shows us our past mistakes, I think that this is something that for me can really cause some anxiety and overwhelm and self-doubt, because we have had several decades worth of data when it comes to what we know about our health related to the products that we're consuming. And I mean, I know that you guys have probably seen how overweight, unhealthy, the average United States citizen is compared to the rest of the world. We have had so much data come out that has kind of shown that things we were doing in the past that we thought would be healthy, like the low fat thing in the 90s. But then now we know, for example, that it's really good to have certain healthy fats. And in fact, without these healthy fats, we're causing a health crisis of another kind. It's just been a process. I think that we have to remind ourselves that, we are all learning together, and we need to use our common sense and our intuition and kind of be able to feel our way through becoming more holistically healthy as well. We need to take ownership of what we can decipher for ourselves, and that can be a really challenging process. So that's another reason why the holistic health transition and change can feel so hard and intimidating, is just not having the confidence in your own knowledge that you have a good foundation of what even makes sense. For you to be able to recognize what sounds like bullshit or too good to be true, or some type of product that's actually not going to help your health, but it looks like it might. It's like, how do you decipher all these things? So those are some reasons why it can feel a lot more challenging to live holistically healthy now than it used to. So let's get to the part that you guys all started watching this video in the first place for, the solutions, okay? If there's one thing that I love doing, is finding solutions to all of my problems, because there is always a way to get your goals accomplished. There's always a way that you can figure out how to get yourself where you're trying to go. And if you're trying to better your health, and if you're trying to elevate yourself, there are so many solutions that you can do to shift the myth in your head that it's actually harder now than it used to be. I'm going to give you some solutions that are biohack style. So what are biohack style solutions? These are solutions that rewire your self-awareness and perspective so that you can respond with elevated change in action, okay? So these are solutions that are actually going to rewire your thinking that it is now harder to be holistically healthy than it used to be. So I want you to think, the next time you are tempted to think that it's harder now to elevate your health than it used to be, or if you're just thinking that it's hard in general, I want you to learn to be aware of yourself when you're seeing the glass half empty. This is usually a signal of you being in fear. You're being triggered by some fear when you are tempted to think of the glass as half empty. So becoming more self-aware of what are the types of things that trigger you to be in fear, to feel overwhelmed, to feel like you can't do it, to doubt your own ability, or just honestly the fear of failure, the fear of being in pain, of it being a struggle. Sometimes our fears can cause us to feel like there is no solution, that the glass is half empty. So if you learn to be more self-aware of when you're tempted or triggered to feel like the glass is half empty, then you can trace this to which fear is being triggered, and you can address that fear specifically. The second thing that you can do is to remind yourself of key points and key takeaways from this video that may have shifted your perspective, that's helped you see the situation differently than before. Something that's more supportive. If there was something supportive that you heard in this video, write it down so that you can remind yourself of that new thing that you heard, or maybe discovered that you haven't thought of before, or that you didn't realize, so that you can go back to that thing the next time you're tempted to say that it's harder to be healthier now. One perspective shift that you can always use is, as soon as you catch yourself thinking that it's so hard now, use this perspective tool to instantly shift your energy. So you're gonna say to yourself, it just feels hard right now. I can let it feel easier. It just feels hard right now, but I can let it feel easier. If you decide that you want something to feel easier and that's your goal and that's your intention, then you're gonna figure out a way to make that happen, because you really have to seriously pep talk yourself through this shit, or it's gonna feel really, really hard and overwhelming. So the third thing that you can do right now, go do something right now that supports your holistic health. Do something right now just to show yourself how easy it is. Right this actual moment, you can take a deep breath in. You can stop what you're doing. If you're somebody that has not had enough movement today, you can go take 5 minutes right after this video and stretch. You can work on your own shoulders and neck area. If you have been working on the computer all day, you can take 5 minutes after this video and do some deep breathing, and you can rub out the tension in your own neck and shoulders. You can stretch, you can touch your toes, you can do whatever you need to do to stretch your body, and that is instantly going to show you how quick and easy it is to just feel healthier now. You can pick a new recipe, for example. You can pick a new recipe off Pinterest, pick something with the pictures, and it may not come out looking like it does on their picture, but that's because they practiced it so they can put the picture on their blog. So it doesn't matter how it turns out looking. That's one of my favorite ways to get everybody kind of better transition into eating cleaner, is to take something that we all love and just change around a few of the ingredients so that it's better for us all digestively, and then try to make that thing taste as much like its original version as possible. Okay, that's my personal formula for elevating your holistic health through what you're eating. And that can be a really fun way to get your kids to help you and to learn how you can make these changes together, and then that'll already get them used to cooking with these cleaner ingredients, and then problem solved. Don't let yourself stay in autopilot. If this is something that you have been really concerned about and you want to find a solution for something that's going on with your skin, then, or your hair or anything like that, then think about the very next time you're buying those types of products, go ahead and do the research now so that you can order something that's cleaner, order something that does not have harmful chemicals in it, or that the next time you're in the store, you'll be in the right store, you'll know what stores carry those products you're looking for. You can find, honestly, cleaner products even at Walmart now, so the options really seriously are out there if you just take a little bit of time to do some research before you buy that product the next time. You can see what you need to avoid and what you're looking for. You can check out what local juice bars and smoothie places you have around. You can make your very next meal, like if you're somebody that grabs lunch out for work every day, or if you're on the go, the very next time you get something out or that's convenient or whatever, that you're not preparing yourself, try to check out a place that has local juice and let yourself just explore something new that's really healthy for you. If you go to like Dunkin' or Starbucks or wherever to get coffee all the time, maybe make a healthier choice the very next time you go there. So that way you can already show yourself how much easier it is to have a holistic, healthy lifestyle, because all you have to do is just change that next choice. All you have to do is elevate that next choice that you make to better align with what your goals are. So these are all things that create a holistic lifestyle. It's not just about eating healthy. It's not just about working out. It's not just about doing a spiritual practice or something that may help you connect more to your authentic self. It's not just about any one of those things. It's about doing it all together. So those are a couple of suggestions that will help you feel like you're already feeling how much easier it is to have a holistic, healthy lifestyle. Those are great things in the short term, but in the long term, I want you to think about these two things: assessing your pain point and taking a step forward, one pain point at a time. There is nothing but stress that comes with thinking about all the things that you need to change at once. So in the long term, your holistic health is going to depend on your assessment of your pain point and then knowing what step to take forward to create relief and a solution for that pain point. So the next thing that is the most valuable thing that you can do for your long-term health is to heal stress damage we accumulate so much stress damage, especially if you're an entrepreneur, especially if you're course correcting, if you're self-elevating. So there's 3 kinds of self-elevators that I help coach through the Collective Compass. The first one is the high functioning entrepreneur. This is the person that has no time for anything extra, that you're trying to do all the things, you're trying to do it yesterday. And that is such a high level of stress that you really have to have an elevated self-care routine, and you have to have really effective holistic health habits when it comes to supporting your mind, body, and your energy space, or you're going to feel burnout in a hurry. So the second type of self-elevator that I work with at the Collective Compass is called the course corrector. So this may not be somebody that is trying to necessarily do the entrepreneurial thing. A course corrector is somebody that's making any type of change in their life, no matter what type of life change you're making, whether it's your family structure, where you live, what kind of job that you have, whether you're shifting from a structured job to doing your own thing entrepreneurially, any type of course correction. This could be somebody that's changing their eating habits, that's trying to better their physical health. If you are somebody that's course correcting, that in itself is you doing new things, which actually can feel stressful to your body. So it's really important, if you're course correcting at all, that you're able to have the self-awareness and perspective and the tools to regulate and then elevate your energy so that you can keep that stress damage from building up in your mind and body. So the third type of self-elevator that we really work closely with at the Collective Compass is the teacher, healer, truth teller. This is somebody that's actually more general of a category, but it's really important because the one thing that these people all have in common is that they're using their authentic energy to give so much to others. So whether it's a writer or an activist or an elementary school teacher or a nurse or a doctor or anybody that is having to really tap into their authentic energy on a regular basis and show up in the work that you do, then you're definitely going to especially want to learn some serious biohacking tools on how you can keep your energy elevated, regulated, and so you can keep that stress damage from causing dis-ease and dysfunction in your physical body. And I'm going to tell you, just doing work as a massage therapist, I have seen so many people not realizing until they're on the massage table the amount of stress damage that they have let accumulate on their body in the form of serious pain, serious muscle tension that is actually causing some more serious complications, some more serious damage that's going to take even longer to resolve. So it's really, really crucial that we all learn how to regulate and elevate our energy space. If we're somebody that needs to tap into a positive amount of energy, meaning we have a surplus, positive energy is not necessarily always feeling good. It's not necessarily feeling happy. It's having enough energy. It's having enough energy to move forward and keep doing the things that you're doing consistently so that you don't feel burnt out, so that you don't end up causing a health crisis as you're building your business, as you're changing your life, as you're elevating into whatever authentic life vision that you imagine for yourself to most authentically fulfill you. You're going to need positive energy to execute your vision and to build everything that you're dreaming about doing. You're going to need energy to execute. And so a lot of times when we're having to change things around, when we're having to learn new skills, it can be so demanding on our energy that we become overwhelmed and depleted and we get burnt out. And so we have to take a pause, or we push so hard that we push our physical bodies into an actual health crisis. So the Collective Compass has biohack methods to help you learn how to regulate and then elevate your energy consistently while building a holistic health framework underneath what you're doing. So this is going to help you be able to consistently execute whatever it is you're working on, whether it's just course correcting, whether it's completely restructuring your entire life, whether it is going into a totally different career, having kids, building a family, changing your life in any way. If you are doing something that is new, more than likely it's going to feel challenging if you're doing it all the way because it's new. So as we do new things, as we change and course correct and elevate ourselves, we're going to be able to do this quicker, more comfortably, as far as having a sense of self-trust. We're going to be more confident in our own abilities. We're going to be showing up more authentically, more courageously. We're going to have more fulfillment and gratitude during the process. It's going to be easier to trust the process. We're going to be making better decisions. We're going to be healing stress damage. We're going to be not reacting as much out of fear. And we're going to have more clarity and more energy and more relief as we build our life vision. So thank you guys so much for listening. Tune in weekly so that you can hear all these biohack myths that you keep telling yourself that may not be true after all. So if you're interested in hearing more about the courses and the content that we offer at the Collective Compass that can help you learn how to elevate and regulate your own energy, go to the website www.thecollectivecompassmovement.com. You can get registered for our biohack map session. This is our free webinar where you learn how to build your own biohack map. It's going to give you the 3 core tools, the 3 core methods that we offer at the Collective Compass for you to already go ahead and learn some really core elements in regulating and then elevating your energy into a positive energy space so that you have energy to do all these things that you're dreaming about doing. And you'll be able to get a framework for how you can build a holistic health daily routine into what you're doing right now. It's going to help you cut out the time that it takes to have to do your own self-research to be able to figure out all this stuff. This is like a decade's worth of self-elevation condensed for you guys to be able to take advantage of in a really accelerated way. Biohack tools are really easy to implement because they're a lot more simplified, and you feel an immediate sense of relief when you implement them because it's going to help you better align with your authentic self. So really consider also doing the 1-hour elevator session. If you are struggling with one specific pain point that you cannot seem to get past and you want some guidance to be able to see how to get through that pain point and find relief right now, in that 1-hour session, you're going to get a couple of self-awareness skills to work on. You're going to have some perspective tools given to you, and you're going to learn how to take the strategic steps forward to be able to get relief from that most urgent pain point. Thank you guys for listening. This is Lesley, the founder of the Collective Compass. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to get more biohack myth buster videos to help you understand the truth about how you can self-elevate. And don't forget to go to www.thecollectivecompassmovement.com and get registered for the free webinar we do every week. You can get signed up for that free webinar on the website. Find us on Instagram at thecollectivecompassmovement.com. We're also on Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest. So stay connected to the Collective Compass so that you can learn biohack style tools to regulate and elevate your energy and learn to live your most authentic vision now.